After all is said and done, Palm's still the one.
PalmAuto Mall, 12 new car dealerships, used car superstore, and wholesale to the public. 2013 marks Palm's 58th anniversary, going back to 1955. 1955, U.S. minimum wage was 75 cents an hour. A first-class postage stamp was 3 cents. Not a single satellite was in space. The first seatbelt laws were passed. And although a single lane of U.S. interstate highway had yet to be authorized, folks were hitting the open road and in love with the automobile. That same year, two newlyweds, Bob and Joanne Helfenstein, made their way from South Georgia to Punta Gorda.
Well, we'd been going together for quite a while, and we had determined that someday we wanted our own business, and being the dumb young people that we were, we decided that we would start looking. And my dad had some connections, and so he was willing to assist us with that. And so we started looking for a place that we could run ourselves.
And Punta Gorda was a bit different in 1955.
Usually when we came down US 17, which brought us through Arcadia, and there were cow pastures and orange groves. It was beautiful countryside, but there wasn't much there. And we came into Punta Gorda, and there was one traffic light at the corner of Marion and what is now 41 North, I believe. And we had to stop at the middle of the street because there was someone out there trying to learn how to fly fish. They put a bucket out in the middle of the street, and they were teaching this guy how to throw the line. And so it was a very slow-moving small town.
Although Punta Gorda seemed like the end of the world, Bob and Joanne bought Campbell Chevrolet Oldsmobile on US 41.
We signed the documents in Jacksonville for the franchise on Friday, and we opened up on Monday morning.
Soon, a business philosophy took shape, one that would determine the very culture of PalmAuto for customers and employees alike.
When I was a child, we had good family values, and both of us had that background of good family values. With the friends and customers, it was a family atmosphere. Back then, people would make a deposit on a car and they'd give you most anything. We traded in 100 biddies one time, which for some of you, that's baby chicks. We traded in watches and knives, and one time we traded in a cow. And you know, the old saying is, treat somebody like you would like to be treated. And so you just have to follow it through with business, all the way.
And like any other business, soon Palm would meet a few challenges, some quiet, some not so quiet.
We had a lot of challenges business-wise, but weather was another challenge. We had Hurricane Donna in 1960. We were in that original building that we had rented in 1955, and we lost the roof off the building, and we had water and everything. Water got in the parts bins and got into all the office equipment and everything. But fortunately, we had a couple of people who worked for us who were had been in the construction business, and they threw up a couple of little rooms, and we were able to dry ourselves in, and we moved on. We just kept plugging. We didn't have anything else to do. We were here for the long ride. We grew quickly. We had salespeople and we had technicians. Back then, those days, we called them mechanics. And we had office. I primarily was the only one in the office for a long time, but then we had to add to the office staff.
While Joanne was in back, Bob was out front.
Bob's role was always out front. He was always the guy selling the cars, meeting the customers, greeting the customers.
Every single day, he walked to every single store. He touched every single person.
Very hard worker, smart man, He expected a lot of you, but again, they reward you for what you do here. So if you do your job and do it well, then they take good care of you. He was very good at that.
The philosophy is treat customers how you'll want to be treated. They being the Palm family, the Health and Steam family, generally want customers to enjoy their purchase, whether it be sales, service, parts, or body shop. They generally care. They're involved every single day. They know many of the customers, repeat customers still come back to them. And when I saw how they treated customers and knew how they expected me to treat them, I felt like I cared as much as they did, or they cared as much as I did, and that's why I've stayed this long.
As the PalmAuto family grew, so did the need for new and larger facilities, new showrooms, service centers, and office space. And while PalmAuto was growing, so was the surrounding area. Just minutes across the Peace River, Port Charlotte began its development, at one time boasting as many as 100 new residents every month. What was once a single, flat drawbridge across the Peace River, US 41 became separate north and southbound spans. To the west of PalmAuto, Punta Gorda Point was soon to become Punta Gorda Isles, once named the #1 small place to live in America. And to the west of downtown Punta Gorda, a small peninsula in Charlotte Harbor would become Fisherman's Village. Building a successful auto sales and service business, Bob and Joanne capitalized on their success to purchase additional auto franchises. Chrysler and Jeep in 1982, Toyota in 1990, Mazda and Hyundai in 1991, Mitsubishi in 2002, and Buick GMC in 2009. The family of Palm employees grew as well, becoming one of Charlotte County's largest private employers.
It's been very exciting. First of all, it started with a great company, family-owned, that really genuinely care about their employees and they care about the community, and that was one of the big things that attracted me. I came from a family-owned car business, and I wanted to find another family-owned car business, and that's one of the main reasons that I came to Palm. I was very excited to find out that they cared about their employees and treat us like family.
We always got together as a family. We had picnics, we did all kinds of things together with Bob and Joanne and Brett and Jody and the family. You know, they just treat us like we're part of the family, and that's probably what makes it so nice here.
And this culture would also inspire Palm's community involvement.
Palm's been here for 58 years. They're one of the largest employers in the community, and we have a lot of community involvement with a lot of different people, you know, from the YMCA to the Boys and Girls Clubs to on and on and on. They're always there when somebody's asking for a little contribution.
Well, I've had the privilege of working with Palm since I came to the Chamber back in 2006, and they've always stood up to the plate. They have now, for the 3rd consecutive year, been a platinum partner with the Chamber, which means that they travel with us to every single event the Chamber does throughout the year. You know, when you have a successful business that's been around for so long, that has done so much for the community, being that flagship, it helps tremendously in my job when I go out there and sell Punta Gorda as a destination for business.
Many times, Palm has been recognized for embracing the concept of women being an integrated part of the auto industry.
Of that 285 or so employees, I believe 70 of those at least are females. Back when I first came in the business, females were not recognized in the business at all. But since then, times have certainly changed. I may have been one of the first female dealers in the state of Florida.
This company has always been open to giving people opportunities. Maybe they don't have a higher education, but they have great work ethics. Maybe they're new to the area and don't really know anyone to have a referral, but they're very honest and they're sincere. And those are the things that we like to bring into Palm and build on. And certainly being a woman has brought that into the perspective that they appreciate good work, whether you're a man or a woman. So with that being said, there's a lot of ladies out there that may have not had the opportunity to show what success they could be, and they've certainly allowed that over the years.
The story of women working and being accepted in the auto industry is one of facing challenges head-on. That very sense of survival would help the folks at Palm face their toughest challenge yet. In 1994, Bob Helfenstein was diagnosed with lymphoma, succumbing after 8 mostly good years in November 2002.
I remember when I started to work for Palm, a couple of days in the business, and saw this gentleman walking around picking up trash on the ground. And I was wondering, who is this guy? Come to find out, it was Bob Helfenstein. He was the owner. And that impressed me, to see the owner actually working, doing the things that the common guy will do. And that's very impressive.
He remembered names. He asked you generally, how are your children? Boy, I bet that boy's growing now. And he loved a good joke. He had the most amazing sense of humor. He had tremendous work ethics. He was honest as the day is long. He would not ever tolerate anybody to lie to make you buy.
Bob was a pretty cool guy. He would come back just to hang out and talk just like regular people. It's the same thing as Mrs. Helfenstein to this day. If she's going across the parking lot and stop and talk, it's usually a 20-minute conversation about family and friends, and very little talk about work. We just talk about everything.
Although Bob has passed, his legacy is visible every day. Customers are made for life. Employees are treated like family members. And each challenge is met with a sense of pride, defiance, and fierce determination.
We prepared for flooding. You know, we had our staff bring cars to higher ground. We put cars in circles. We did all the things that the media told us to do, but told us to be prepared for flooding. Well, of course, we know Hurricane Charlie did not listen to the media. And the next morning when we drove in, I really felt like a bomb had been dropped, and that our livelihood had been taken away from many, not just myself, but all the Palm employees.
It was quite an experience. I'll be honest, the day I come up here and looked at Palm, I didn't think I would be back to work for months. But the people, again, the people that work here love management. They're wonderful people. They pitched in, we all pitched in, we cleaned it up. We were back to work in a couple weeks and hitting on all cylinders.
5 days after the hurricane, they started servicing cars. At about 8 days, we started doing body work on cars with no roof or doors.
And we said, let's get this place back up to what it can be and what it used to be, and even better, it's definitely better. And it really built the camaraderie between service and sales, and it definitely made us a more united team.
I've had people ask me after that, didn't you just want to take your insurance money and run? And I thought, it never occurred to me. I didn't even think that I would do that. I love the business, and I love being here, and I like being involved. As I tell people, I don't punch the clock. I can come and go as I please. I have great management staff. I don't have to be here, but I like to be here.
Spanning a 52-acre campus, today Palm has 5 showrooms, boasting 12 new car franchises, a new used car superstore, and wholesale to the public lot, along with 4 factory-certified service centers, body and collision center, and 6 record towing service. Many thanks to the wonderful employees, customers, and communities that have supported Palm through the years. We look forward to serving you for the next 58 years.
Go back a long way. So good to hear you say, after all